Welcome back to Triple Off Sports Talk. I'm Josh. It's Bryce right there. It's Roy over there. 114, 86 away from 200, if you didn't know. All right. We had NFL football this week. But more importantly, we had playoff football this week.
Good for playoff football.
We did. It was good. It started off real good. Got a little worse there at the end, but sorry, I didn't have the scores up, so I wanted to have the official ones up. We started it off. We're gonna jump right into it. Saturday, 3:00 start, I believe it was. Rams go toe-to-toe in Carolina and survive. 34-31. Man, they needed that last drive. Came down to the wire.
Panthers played way better than I thought they would.
Yeah, they played the Rams well the first time, so I wasn't too surprised that it was close. Maybe not that close, but
but there was a lot of. The Panthers are young. I just thought at some point they would crumble, and they never really did.
Yeah, they played well.
That defense is just so good.
Saturday night, Packers go to Soldier Field and blow it. They have the lead
again.
They blow it again. Second time in a row against the Bears.
Cardiac
Bears, they might say.
Second time in what? In 3 weeks or 4 weeks?
Yeah. 31-27, Chicago advances to survive to see another week. Then into Sunday, the Bills go into Jacksonville, the AFC South champions, and they run a tush push for a 12-yard touchdown. Josh Allen beats the Jaguars 27.
Yes, Josh Allen beat the Jaguars
27-24. For really the first upset of the term. I wouldn't count the Bears as an upset, even if they weren't expected to win on the books, I wouldn't call it an upset. Bills, Jaguars, I would consider an upset, but Josh Allen's the best quarterback in the planet.
Until you can beat Josh.
Yeah, I get it. Best player in the field, so I guess, is it an upset? I don't know. NFC side, 49ers go to Philly, and Philly, they just throw that dud that they had been the last 2 months. Close game, good game, honestly, if you watched it. It was ugly to watch, but score-wise, good game. 23-19, 49ers win. I don't think any massive changes have happened in these games, but I will say the Eagles have fired their offense coordinator since this game. So there you go. Chargers go into New England. This was the worst game of the week. Just an abysmal game. Chargers O-line, nothing. Herbert looked awful. Is Herbert just a regular season merchant at this point? Kind of looking like it. But
when you don't have a line that can protect you at all.
And you have a shitty coach.
Mike Vrabel, last place to the AFC Final Four, semifinal, however you want to call it.
How come you didn't say that about the Bears?
Well, that's true. They did come in last place. Well, because they could keep going. I don't know if the Patriots will keep going. We'll see. And then the last one. Score does not indicate the game because it was a good game till the last 7 minutes. But Texans go into
what you call a good game.
Go into Pittsburgh and win 30-6. Defense was outstanding.
Aaron Rodgers' last game.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers has played his last game
throw ever as a pick six.
Just like Brett Favre.
Yeah. All right. Before we jump into recaps, Bryce has put the nail in the coffin.
I have
6-0. Now, me and Roy did pick opposites for this, so a lot of them.
None of them went our way.
A lot of them we were in agreement. We just picked opposite, but on paper, Bryce 6-0, Roy 3-3, and I was 2-4. Roy, you weren't here for it, but I made a last-minute change to the Steelers because if the Steelers would have won, I was still in play. I would have just had to go perfect the rest of the way and bet opposite the entire way. But they don't win, so it is officially over. We could all be opposites, and we could get all right, and we still won't come back. So Bryce has won.
I told you all season I was running away with it, and you guys didn't believe me.
No, you really survived the bowl games, man. We were picking opposites a lot, and we just could not
even it out. It just kept evening it out. Everything was even out.
But yeah, so Bryce has won, but 6-0, 2-4, 3-3. You guys want to talk about any of the games? I mean, I'm sure you do, but is there anyone you really want to talk about?
I'll go first a little bit. I went 6-0. I'll say this is the teams I thought would win, and these are exactly how I thought all the games would be. I thought the Bears-Packers game could be flipped. I thought a couple of the games could flip, but the winners came out on top. The only game that I thought didn't go how I predicted it would go is the Patriots-Chargers game. I really thought that would be a good game, and I mean that was abysmal to watch. The Chargers they looked horrible all game, couldn't protect Justin Herbert, and I didn't think the Patriots really looked that good, and they put up just enough to beat them. So going into this week, I wouldn't be super confident as a Patriots fan, even how good their team has been playing. That game was horrible. That's the main one I wanted to talk about, really.
Yeah. We talk about it all year, and Bryce doesn't want to talk about the Bears because he talks about them every week, but I'll talk about them. I mean, again, the Bears are doing exactly what they need to do. They played worse in the first half than they usually do on this game, I would say. So they're lucky to see this week. I mean, let's just be real. When you played that bad in one half of a playoff game, you probably should lose. But man, the Packers, I mean, what a embarrassment the last couple times they've played the Bears. And all power to the Bears. They're not, a rollover. But man, I mean, let's be real. They beat the Bears if they just recover the onside kick. Okay, let's just how it is. They don't do that. Then this game, you just have to find points. One drive. I mean, let's be real. Field goal kicker is the reason they lost, but I don't blame kickers. Like, it shouldn't even come down to a kicker. But Packers, man, just abysmal performance in that second half when you had all momentum. It wasn't like it was it was all momentum. And then
not only did they have the lead, they got the ball at halftime.
Yeah.
They had a chance to just go down and win the game on the first drive.
Couldn't. And every time they needed a play, they didn't get it. A couple drops on that last drive. But I'll be quick on the other ones. Bills and Jags.
I will say with that game, though, that 4th and 8 throw by Caleb Williams, that has to be, with everything that was going on, the amount that was on the line for it, the difficulty of the throw, that has to be a top 10 throw ever. It's probably the best throw I've ever personally seen, but I am biased. I can't think of
easily biased. Yeah,
more difficult than
that. Eagles and Niners
with that, Roy?
was not a good
not
game.
top 10 throw of all time. No,
you don't think so?
No, that should be a pass that should be made. There's been tons of passes.
I mean, it's an athletic throw, but
yeah, it's
that athletic. I just don't. I've never seen one that athletic in that crucial of a moment.
I mean, a lot of
quarterbacks all look athletic when they're moving and throwing the ball like that. But no, it's a good throw. No, he had to make that throw, but I don't think it's top 10 ever.
Eagles Niners, not going to really talk about. I mean, Niners did.
See, Eagles Niners is what I was going to talk about because I mean, how bad is the Eagles? I mean, just you sat all your players second half last week to go to this, thinking that you're going to go in this, and Jalen Hurts looked terrible. I mean, he's been. And AJ Brown dropping passes.
Give Jalen Hurts some credit. AJ Brown had some bad drops.
Yeah, he did, but he didn't look comfortable. It just doesn't. I mean, they other than Barkley running the ball, they didn't do crap. And that defense is as stout as it could be. And they Purdy didn't look great either. But then they just did enough plays to make it. It's just disappointment on how they just look.
Yeah,
most of the year.
Yeah,
I mean, let's be real. Go ahead, Bryce.
I've kind of said it about the Eagles all year. I don't care what you think about their head coach. If he's calling the plays, he should be fired. I know that they fired the offensive coordinator. Yeah. To me, that's a bailout. That team, they are the most basic team I've ever seen with the best roster I've ever seen. On paper, they are the best team in the league. And then they come in and they legitimately run a high school offense and a high school – I wouldn't say high school defense because their defense is pretty good, but their offense is so predictable. I mean, every play you can call out what they're doing, every single play. And the only way that they gain yards is because of their star power. It's so frustrating to watch that team coach because I think high school coaches could go in there and coach a better team. It's that bad.
Yeah. I mean, it's bad. Kind of feels it feels like the last 4 years have been alternating in the exact same seasons. They win the Super Bowl or they go to They go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then the next year they're 12-0, and then I don't think they
Blow
won a
it.
game for the last 2 months, and then get bounced first round. And last year they looked great, win a Super Bowl. This year, what'd they start? 9-2, 9-3.
Yeah.
They looked good the first half. It just didn't look like they had gotten to that next step where they were. And then the last month, it's just awful. I don't know. Real weird. I mean, your coach has a Super Bowl. You can't fire him like that, especially this quick, but whatever. But yeah, Bills-Jags was a really good game. I'm kind of disappointed in the Jags. I thought they played well all year against really good teams. And then, I don't know, other than the last 2 drives, it felt like they couldn't move the ball that much. And the Bills defense was really nothing to write home about. So I was a little disappointed, especially in the play calling. But
see, for that game, I just thought if the Bills defense can be serviceable, which they were, they kept them in the game. Josh Allen will will himself to win that game, and he did. I mean, those last 3 drives that he did. I mean,
against a good Jaguars.
It's a good defense.
Jaguars defense.
Yeah. And James Cook looked good. So that's all. If that's all the Bills need is if that defense can just keep it serviceable, where you can keep them in the game, take field goals, do things. Josh Allen's just he's just a different player out there.
Another thing, I'm not a big blame the kicker guy, because to me, if you're settling just to get 3, you don't deserve the point. I understand that's how a game works, but
I hate that.
Going to half,
go for a touchdown.
If you're missing like a 20-yarder, okay, I will blame a kicker. But if you're talking 40, 50 yards, that's a tough kick.
Yeah.
And at half, I mean, they lose by 3. Jaguars miss a 50-yard field goal, but their guy has a bomb of a leg, so a 50-yarder is like a 40-yarder to him. But still, again, field goal. I feel like kicking has been real bad in all types of playoffs the last month.
It usually is. I mean, it's tougher. It's colder.
Yeah.
So it's not. I mean, those football. I mean, it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, as you've been regular season.
Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about in the previous round?
I don't really think so.
No.
I think we should mention Mike Tomlin stepped down today. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
To me, it made sense because I said last week that the loser of the Ravens-Steelers game was probably getting their coach fired. Well, Mike Tomlin won, got him in the playoffs. I think this was just kind of a way of the organization letting him go without putting out that they fired him.
Yeah.
It was a way to mutually leave because he won a Super Bowl, never had a losing record. He was great there, but he's outdated. So
yeah,
there's a time for a change.
Yeah. They just there's nothing wrong with that. It needed a new face. They need a new identity. Because it seems like 9-8 in the first round exit it's good. That's okay there, and it's just not. I don't care who you are. No coach that loses 7 first rounds in a row deserves to have a head coaching job anymore. It just doesn't work like that. So, but all right, let's take it to the divisional, and we can talk about these teams more now that they've made it to the second round. I'll do the first one. The 1-seeded Broncos hosts the 6-seeded Bills. I'm not going to go over who I'm going to pick right now, but I think this is a great matchup. Really good Broncos defense against a really good Bills offense. I am nervous for the Bills in the fact that Gabe Davis is out for the season. He tore his ACL. Their 4th-string wide receiver, don't know his name, also tore his ACL. So they got nobody out there than Khalil Shakir or whatever. And Brandon Cooks, I believe, is their number 2.
Keon Coleman, yeah.
Yeah. So they're real thin. Their tight ends are still there. Next game would be on Saturday would be a rematch of an unbelievable game we had a couple weeks ago. 49ers go to Seattle. Seattle or 49ers are banged up. And then the last 2 on Sunday, Texans, Patriots, and then Rams in Chicago. Any games you guys want to talk about before we pick?
I'll just talk about them as we go through the picks.
Okay. All right, let's do the picks. Let's start. Bills, Broncos, don't matter who goes first because we're not – we'll write them down, but we're not actually doing it. I'm going to go Broncos. That defense to me will slow down the Bills. They're just that good. Not saying they'll shut them out or anything, but they'll slow them down. And I just think the Broncos offense will be able to do enough against that Bills defense. But, man, if the Bills were completely healthy, I think this would be a absolute ball game. I just worry about their injuries catching up to them at some point, especially if like Denver gets a lead, 10-0 in the first. All of a sudden, the Bills maybe get more pass happy than they should, and they just don't have the receivers for that. I'm going to take the Broncos in Denver, but this should be a really good game, I hope.
Yeah, I'll go. I do think that the Broncos probably win this game just because of how stout that defense is. I think they can slow down Josh Allen, and I think they can score a little bit too. But I'm going to pick the Bills because I really don't have any fight in like trying to win the competition anymore, and I want to see the Bills win. So I'm going to pick them because I really want to see Josh Allen in a Super Bowl. He is such an unbelievable player, and to see him lose the past couple of years in the playoffs like he has, I'm going to be rooting for him the whole way.
I agree. I am going to pick the Bills. I think the Broncos defense is stout. I'm still not sold on Bo Nix to score a bunch of points to keep Josh Allen's going to get a couple touchdowns. We just think about it. So it's going to be. I think it'll be a low scoring game. But I just think the Broncos will be able. I think they'll score a couple. But I just think that Bills defense looked pretty decent. I think Josh Allen's going to will himself. He just looks like he's trying. I mean, he may end up breaking a leg or something to try because he's thrown his entire body into this to get to Super Bowl. So
another thing that makes me
does worry me a little bit. Yeah, that does make me.
He's a little injured. He's not 100%. Doesn't matter.
Oh no, he's constantly holding his hands, his arm. I mean,
that makes me nervous a little bit.
But he's not. You're not. It's going to take. They're going to pull him out on a stretcher.
Oh, I agree. I agree.
But the Bills. If the Bills are going to do it, this is it. So I think this is the year they could do it.
Yeah. Next one. Will be Saturday night. 49ers will go to Seattle. I'll let one of you guys talk about this one first.
I can go first. Oh, you go ahead, Bryce.
I'm going to take Seattle in this one. The bye week, I think, is going to help them a lot. 49ers lose George Kittle. If you guys watched that game, I personally didn't think that the 49ers played very well. Their entire offense was Christian McCaffrey the whole game. And I just think the Seattle's defense is going to be able to hold them down enough. And I think a lot of people don't give Seattle's offense the credit they deserve. They had an MVP candidate for 90% of the season in JSN at wide receiver. Like, you just don't see that out of wide receivers very much. And with a full week of scouting and 2 weeks of rest, I really think that Seattle might really handle business. It might not even be a close game.
I think it'll be Seattle. 49ers without McCaffrey. I mean, with McCaffrey, he's really good. They just don't have any receivers. Ayuk's gone. They don't have Samuels anymore. I mean, what they had, Demarcus Robinson was their leading pass catcher or something like that.
Yeah.
And with Kittle out, I mean, I trust Purdy more than I do Darnold. I know Darnold had a great year. But if you saw him in Minnesota last year when he had a great year and he got in the playoffs, he didn't play that well. Yep. I sure don't trust Sam yet. If he can prove to me to this ground that he can actually – I think they'll win because I think their defense is just – Seattle's defense is too stout for San Francisco to do anything. But I really – if Sam Darnold comes out and just starts slinging it and doing well, then Seattle's going to be a team to beat if he comes out doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I think Seattle's going to be too much. If the 49ers are completely healthy, whole different ballgame. They're really banged up. No Fred Warner. Receiving core is thin. No Kittle now. Kittle, big blocker as well. Going to be underrated, not having him on the line. It just feels like they're limping a little bit outside of McCaffrey. Even Purdy doesn't look as good as Purdy usually does at this point. In Seattle, I think it's close because it's a division game and they know each other and they know the schemes and stuff like that. I think it's closer for a while. But as long as Sam Darnold doesn't mess it up, I do think Seattle takes care of business in this one. Then next one, Texans on Sunday go to New England to face the Patriots. I'll go first on this one. I do think the Texans come out of here with a win, but Nico Collins is in concussion protocol, and if he does miss this game, that makes me a lot more nervous. I think Josh McDaniels will scheme a good game plan for May. They can get the ball out quick against this D line, but that doesn't mean that their secondary is no joke either, and their linebacking core, even though he's like a criminal back there at linebacker. I think the Texans will just be too much. If that offense can play well, they're unstoppable. But their center can't snap the football if you watch the last game they played. But I don't know. Mike Vrabel's a really good coach, but I'm going to take the Texans.
I am also going to take the Texans. I think even with Nico Collins out, I mean, in the last game against the Steelers, even if you don't count the pick six at the end, the Texans defense outscored the Steelers. Like, I know the Steelers are a defense-heavy team, but I don't know why everybody rates the Broncos as the best defense in the league. I truly think it's the Texans, and I don't even think it's close. That defense is unstoppable. And Drake May, his second playoff game, I didn't think he looked very good in his first playoff game. He's going to go into this, and I think he's really going to get a lot of pressure on him. He's going to have to do stuff with his legs, and it's going to be an ugly game of football where the Texans come out on top.
See, I disagree. I think the Texas defense is good, but CJ Stroud does not look good. And I think the Patriots are going to put a lot of pressure on him. You know, I watched CJ Stroud play at Ohio State for 3 years. Anytime you put pressure on him, he makes mistakes. And that's what Steelers did. Their defense, like you said, their defense outscored them. I think, as much as I don't like Vrabel, I think he will scheme, like you said, Josh, he'll scheme a good thing for Drake May to do. They'll run the ball. It'll be a low-scoring game, and their defense is still good, Patriots defense. And I just think they're going to probably kick more field goals than the Texans, and it's just going to be a low-scoring game, and it's just going to be where the Patriots is it's a bruiser game and the Texans just won't move the ball. You might see a defensive score on both sides. That's the thing you might see. So it's just I think it'll be special teams, field position, but I think the Patriots will win this game.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's the best game because honestly, of all the 4 games, this game is probably the least one that I want to watch. But I'm excited to see both these teams play this late. Someone's going to the AFC Championship, one of those two. Texans, real young team that are up and coming, and then the Patriots, obviously from last to second. So I'm excited to see which one of these guys take that next step. Last one, biggest one for Bryce. Rams go to Chicago, face Bears. Bryce, you want to go first or last?
Yeah, I'll go first. I was actually really hoping that this game mattered for the bet because I was going to pick against the Bears and force you guys to pick the Bears, and then it's a win-win for me because if they but I'm going to obviously pick the Bears, and I just think if the Bears can play 4 full quarters, I think they might be one of the best teams, like a Super Bowl favorite. It's just they're so young and they come out in the games flat. I don't know why, but anybody else in the league, I think they're probably going to be favored over the Bears in every game. I think they're probably the least likely to win the Super Bowl, but I would not want to play the Bears. It's a team that just doesn't give up, and they have the ability to put up a ton of points. They have the ability to get a ton of turnovers. It really just comes down to how Matthew Stafford plays in this game, if you ask me, because against the Panthers, I thought he looked terrible till the end of the game, and if that happens again, I trust the Bears late in the game. They proved it all year.
Yeah, this one feels like a bad matchup to the Bears to me. And the reason I say that, Sean McVay, let's be real, is probably, if not the best, one of the best offensive minds in football. I don't think there's any argument in that. And the Bears defensively I wouldn't say they don't generate a lot of pressure, but they don't get a lot of sacks. They generate some pressure, but they don't really get to the quarterback a whole lot. And if Matthew Stafford isn't feeling rushed or, uncomfortable, he's going to probably slice and dice this defense. To me, this game comes down to one thing. How many times do the Bears turn over Matthew Stafford? If it's 2 or 3, I like the Bears. I do. I think they would win this game. But if they don't get 1 or 2, I don't think they do because that means they're probably moving the ball pretty well. Matthew Stafford and them are going to scheme people open. It's can the Bears read it and jump it? That's the big thing to me because the Bears offense against the Rams defense is a very even matchup in my opinion. I honestly would maybe give the tilt to the Bears offense over the Rams defense a little bit. But I think the Rams' offense against the Bears' defense is a big mismatch. So if they can create turnovers, especially on the 50 and in, and make it a short field, that's where I think the Bears can win this game.
Yeah, I agree with what you said.
So I think this will be remember when the Bears 49ers game a couple weeks ago was a shootout? I think this is a rematch of that game.
Yep.
I
think it's going to be who has the ball the last. I think you're going to see a couple turnovers on each side, and I think, or maybe one, sir. There's not going to be much pressure on either quarterback, and they're going to stand back there and throw the ball. As long as Caleb Williams doesn't come out, overthrowing like he does in the first quarter, the Bears will move the ball. And I think this is going to be a shootout, and it's going to be one of those games where it's going to, if you get that middle quarter, if the ball, like we talked about, if you can get a score before halftime and then get the ball on the way out, that might be the difference. It's just, this is a toss-up because I really think it's whoever has the ball last because I don't think either defense can stop them enough to – you're going to kick field. I just think there's going to be a lot of touchdowns. It's going to be just one of those games like that. I just don't think you can if you don't neither want to put pressure on the quarterback, and when you can't put pressure on quarterback or sack a quarterback, you're not going to get him rushed. And those two both can sit back there and just dissect it, pretty easily. And the only reason I'm leaning towards the Rams is just because of Matthew Stafford. I mean, I trust him a little more than I do Caleb Williams.
Yeah,
if you can get pressure on Matthew Stafford, that's what they did last week. If you got pressure, hit him a couple times, he does make bad throws.
Oh yeah.
This is just going to be one of those games where Bryce, you're going to be pissed off the entire game, going, "Can we make a stop? It's done." You're going to be, and it's going to be up and down. It's going to be a fucking basketball game.
Yeah, I will be honest. I don't have a ton of if we lose this game, it really doesn't upset me that much. We weren't expected to make the playoffs this year, and we knocked the Packers out of the first round. That was my Super Bowl already. Anything past this is just
I'm not saying you don't have a chance here. I think you have a chance. It's just can you scheme enough on the defense to get that? Because you'll get one turnover. Matthew Stafford will get that one turnover. It's can you get that second one? Because that's going to be the key. Because I think that's where if you can get that second turnover on him, that gives you the ball one extra more time to get a score.
Yep.
That's the difference.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think we're all in agreements on this. I don't think I said my pick, but I am going to go with the Bears or the Rams because I trust Matthew Stafford a little bit more. I trust Sean McVay more with more experience. Not that I don't like Ben Johnson. He doesn't have as much experience here yet, and then that's not fault of his own. He just needs to keep playing games.
I'll just say, Ben Johnson, last week he didn't get cute. That's where sometimes Ben Johnson gets cute.
Yeah.
And he gets aggressive. And there's no wrong being aggressive.
No, I agree.
It's when he gets cute with those different play calling. And that he didn't do that last week. And that's what he's got to keep doing. Just keep doing what don't try to get cute. I hate when coordinators get cute because I think it upsets the flow sometimes with the team. And it drives me nuts. Overthink it.
Yep. All right. I don't think I have anything else for NFL. You guys?
Nope.
No. Wow.
Okay. College football, Roy.
Well, they're at the national championship. So, but we did our picks. I'm trying to pull them up here real quick for us. We had quite a few games go on. No, did we have? No, we just had two.
Three.
So we made it final. I don't know if Miami, Ole Miss. So Miami beat Ole Miss, which was I thought it was a pretty good game. Back and forth. Ole Miss had a chance, and just that Chambliss just couldn't do it. It was I thought it was a great game. Now the next game, which I was really shocked me, Indiana just blew out Oregon. Indiana just. Then I just read that, did you know Indiana has more players over the age of 20? Was it what I read? 23.
That's actually what I was going to talk about.
Has more players between 22 and 25 than the NFL does between 20 and 22 or something like that. I mean, it's crazy. But you got a national championship of Indiana versus Miami.
I listened to somebody talk about it today on a podcast, and I didn't even realize it. Their coach literally just went through the transfer portal and got all veteran college players who have played for 4 years. And now it shows because those guys have 4 more years of experience. They might not be as highly talented as some of the other players they're playing, but they're bigger and older, and they're just bullying people. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Indiana's doing it right. I mean, talent wise, they've still got talent.
Yeah.
But you're right. You know, when your defense, I saw they start. Of the 11, they start 8 of the 8 of them are 23 or older or something like that.
Yeah.
On their defense or something. I mean, yeah, you're talking about a men. You're not talking about 17 or 18, 19, 20-year-olds who are still trying to get, put on some pounds and stuff.
Well,
but
this is
a new era.
This isn't a gripe to college football. This is more
No,
of a gripe to the NFL, in my opinion, of what I'm about to say. But in this case, it pertains to a college team. Sometimes people try to get too cute with it. I understand you cannot teach speed. You cannot teach height. You cannot teach, vertical to a certain degree. You know what I'm saying? Athleticism. But at the end of the day, sometimes there's players who are just good football players.
Mhm.
And they go in the 7th round of an NFL draft. And they're better than every second-round pick from that year because they have less athleticism, shorter arms, they're slower. I look at Puka Nacua. He's not an athletic freak. He catches every ball thrown to him in a 20-yard span. It's crazy. So I look at Indiana. Yeah, they went and got those little bit older guys. They're tinier. They're not as athletic. But they're not the 5 stars that went to Bama and didn't play. And they haven't played football in 2 years because they've been sitting. But they're athletic freaks, so everyone wants them. So I understand if you think you can coach someone up and they're athletic, it's better than someone who can't be coached up in certain areas. But I think people overestimate athleticism a little bit sometimes, and I think Indiana's coach.
You're talking about measurables. They love the measurables.
Yeah, and I don't think Indiana coach gives a damn about your athleticism.
I mean, also a 23-year-old and a 18 and 19-year-old, the difference in muscle mass from 4 years of a college workout program.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're just bigger. Like, it's crazy.
Well, I saw. I'm not going to get the numbers exactly right. Miami's biggest offensive lineman is like 75 pounds heavier and 5 or 6 inches taller than Indiana's biggest defensive lineman. So Miami is massive size-wise over Indiana, and people are expecting Indiana's D-line to blow up Miami's offensive line.
Yeah,
because of how powerful and just as strong as they are. But yeah, so we'll see. Me and Bryce both got the Indiana and Miami one right. Roy went opposites, but the Miami and Ole Miss was a lot closer than I thought, but Indiana was way too good. I'm gonna be quick with this one. It's gonna be Indiana, Miami, and
Indiana.
I think Indiana is gonna beat them by 20. I think it's
it won't even waste time.
So
as much as I've cheered for the Hurricanes all year, I am also picking Indiana.
I don't know, but if you can, I'm taking Indiana. If I get so tired of watching, they show freaking Michael Irvin so many freaking times, and he's a drugged out idiot, and I'm so freaking. It drives me nuts.
Yeah,
the belt. That's so funny.
If Michael Irvin went to Michigan, that would be Roy's 4th favorite athlete of all time.
Yeah.
No. Hell no.
Yeah, Indiana across the board. And then that'll be it for college football.
Yep.
That'll be played next week Monday.
Monday. It's way too late. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, next year it'll be even longer when there's 24 teams in the playoff.
They haven't committed to it because SEC and Big Ten can't agree to it.
Yeah, and when Indiana wins this week, 3 straight Big Ten championships. Sorry, SEC. Okay. College basketball, Roy. Take it off.
All right, we'll just do the top 25 or top 10. That's just what I do. And then the other ones. Arizona's 1. Iowa State is 2. Connecticut 3. Michigan got beat by Wisconsin. It's number 4 now. Purdue 5. Duke 6. Houston 7. Nebraska 8. Gonzaga 9. And Vandy is 10. Illinois is 13. And Tennessee is 24.
Hold on, before we say another word.
We're getting into the conferences, and it's just getting.
Tennessee survives at home in double overtime against Texas A&M tonight. I know they were in overtime. That's why I looked. I just saw it right before we got on that they were in overtime, and I was like, oh, well, I'll look at it when we get to the college basketball thing. Yeah, I saw Michigan lost. I was in Ann Arbor. That wouldn't surprise me. I thought they were in Wisconsin when I first saw the score, and I was like,
I didn't get to really watch it, just reading it. I mean, it like they say, Michigan has not been playing well defensively, and from what I read, Wisconsin shot 66% from three in the second half.
Yep.
You're not going to beat too many teams when you do that.
Nope.
Just you don't play defense and you shoot threes. That's going to get you.
Yeah, Illinois climbed up the rankings. I think they were down to like 19 at one point, but then we have 3 losses. All 3 are in the top 10, so absolutely not upset with anything they've done. Their defense has looked a lot better the last few weeks. Yes, they haven't played a powerhouse by any means, but still, just communication looks better. And then they're really shooting the ball well. They went into Iowa, which is a tough place to play. Obviously, Roy knows the tough places to play. Against a team that plays slow with that new coach McCollum. I don't love their roster.
I'm just glad Fran McCaffrey is gone. That fucker's an idiot.
But Illinois really manhandled them the first 30 minutes of the game, and then they didn't play great for the last 10, but they had enough. They were up like 20. So, Illinois looks good. Bryce?
I don't have much to say.
Okay.
I have nonstop watched game replays of the Bears game all week. So,
okay. All right, that's going to take us to baseball. I have an announcement before I talk about anything. I did the math. February 10th, whatever episode that is. I think it's in like 4 or 5. I don't know if it's counting this one or not. That is when we will start our division breakdowns, and it's 6 divisions: AFC East, AFC West, or not? No.
AFC, NFC. You're talking about AL East, AL Central, AL West, NL.
Football.
Jeez, still in football mode?
Yeah, I am, but haven't moved over. So we'll start that February 10th. That lets us go through all 6 divisions, and then the last week, obviously, is a Tuesday when we record, will be our draft. We won't talk about a division team that week. We'll just do our draft and/or predictions. And then I did not know this. Opening day is Thursday of whatever week it 7 weeks from then is, March 20th or something. Thursday is opening day. We have an opening night game on Wednesday, the night before. Yankees go to San Francisco to play the Giants on an opening night game. First time I've seen that ever. So I'm just glad I don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. to watch a baseball game.
Yeah, they're not in Tokyo or
God damn.
That was Hong Kong or
the first 4 Cubs games I watched. I got up at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I was up for one of them, and I was like, "What am I doing?" But yeah, there was some things that happened this week. Actually, today, as we record, was a very busy day for baseball. Nothing crazy. Bellinger and Tucker both seem to be signing here in the near future, maybe by the next time we record. Tucker has a multi-year offer, short term, of over $50 million a year from the New York Mets. I've read that the Blue Jays.
You've been told? You got a secret source?
I got my sources. I've been told by my sources that the Blue Jays have a long-term offer, lower AAV, and then I don't know about any other team. Bo Bichette met with the Phillies the other day. Don Mattingly, his batting coach from the Blue Jays, went to the Phillies. Almost seems like a lock that he's going to be a Philly now from the sounds of it. Bellinger and the Yankees continue to talk about opt-outs and all this other stuff.
They want too many years.
Yeah.
Their Yankees are willing to give him a lot more money. He's not getting much other offers either. I mean, he's got some, but nothing what the value he wants.
Yeah. But we did have a name come off our board. The number 2 player in the free agency class, Alex Bregman of the cheating Astros, takes his cheating ways to Chicago. Bryce, thoughts on Alex Bregman? 5-year, deferred money, did it all. You did the Dodger way.
Yeah, I mean, it's a year too late if you ask me. He should have been a Cub last year. Should have made a World Series run with him and Tucker. I really hate what the Cubs have been doing, to be honest. I like the trade. I like getting Bregman a lot. I think it's a good signing. It solidifies our infield because Matt Shaw, as much as I like the player, his bat was non-existent all of the postseason, a bunch of the season. But I don't know if you guys talked about it last week. The trade for the pitcher, I can't remember his name off the top of my head for some reason.
Edward Cabrera.
We send Owen Cassie, who we're not going to re-sign Tucker. I think it's pretty clear. We're not. There's no way we're matching what the Mets match. Owen Cassie's his backup. I don't get it. You send him away for a pitcher who's injury prone, and then you sign for a third baseman. Whenever last year you didn't want to sign for a third baseman because you thought Matt Shaw was the future. Now you have Matt Shaw and Nico Horner, and one of them probably can't be on the team. So to me, Nico has to stay. I think he's probably the best second baseman in the league last year, and I just can't see a world where you want to move Matt Shaw into that position, especially where the team's at now. They're starting to get older. Dansby, Ian Happ, Shota Imanaga, Seiya Suzuki. The players are getting older. Like, this is a time that we need. 1 second.
Well, I had a question for Bryce, but Roy. Oh, Bryce, I have a question for you. So you say Nico is the guy, and I think most people would agree. Problem is he's a free agent after this year, and he's going to be due for a pay raise. And most people do not believe the Cubs are going to pay that money when they have Matt Shaw ready to go. What is your take?
You sign Nico Horner. I don't care what it is. You sign Nico Horner. To me, like, you have to have guys like that on the roster. He's probably the best defensive second baseman in the league. I think he was one of the best. He was the best hitter on our team last year. He doesn't have the pop, but he's a great guy at the front of the line. He gets on base almost every single at bat.
Yeah.
Never has a bad at bat. And Matt Shaw, the guy's, as much as I like Matt Shaw, his swing is horrendous. He had to go back down to AAA, rebuilt his swing, got better. It's still not where you need to be. I think the guy could be a great player. It's just he's not ready yet, in my opinion.
So what do you think the answer is? Because I don't think they're – I don't know. I shouldn't say I don't think. I really don't know. Do you think one gets traded, or do you think one sits the bench?
I really think one gets traded. This Cubs team is so cheap. I just don't see them keeping one on the team. They clearly like to trade away their prospects. To me, Matt Shaw should have been in that trade over Owen Cassie. I don't get how you aren't going to re-sign Tucker again and then trade away his replacement. And then now you have two guys who play the same position that aren't going to be able to be on the field at the same time. But if they want to keep him and be on the bench, I would love that because I think he could be a really good player in a couple of years.
Roy,
what
are your thoughts?
That's good for the Cubs. Yeah. I was wondering when they did it was what they were going to do with Matt Shaw. But it helps them. I agree with Bryce. I don't know what the Cubs are doing. They trade away this guy. They do this guy. They're worried about salary, but then they go and do this. Yeah. It's like they don't have a plan, and then they just kind of, this came available, we're going to do it, and then I don't know. Kind of feel like what they're doing with what the Yankees are doing. So just
I'm gonna be honest. I do not like the signing of Alex Bregman on the Cubs. I like the player, and I like the fit in theory. Like, I understand what you're saying. If you're going to bulk up that much money, just pay Kyle Tucker. What are you doing? I don't understand that. And then to trade Owen Casey for Edward Cabrera, I know it's not the same deal. I'm just saying it's either going to be a win-win or it's going to be an absolute failure. It's very. You trade a high-ranked prospect, top 50 guy in all of the sport, number one in your system, for a guy who's had one good year, which he was linked to the Yankees, and I wanted the Yankees to get him. So I'm not dogging the player, but you cannot hide the fact that the injury risk is there. And we're going to get to another injury risk guy here in a minute. But I understand if he is not hurt and he pitches like he did last year, the Cubs won that trade by a mile. They just did. Unless Owen Casey becomes a star, but that's so far in advance we won't know that. But man, if Edward Cabrera goes out there and his forearm starts to hurt like it has for the last 8 years or whatever it is, that's gonna be tough to stomach because you're not gonna have a pitcher. He'll probably have Tommy John, who will probably miss 2 years, and then you won't have Owen Casey or Tucker. I don't know. And you sign an old Alex Bregman. Not saying that he's not good. I'm not dogging Alex Bregman the player. I'm just saying the fit. I don't get it. But yeah, Cubs are in a weird spot. I think they'll hold on to Nico Horner and have Matt Shaw as a bench guy the rest of the year. And I don't think Nico Horner finds his way back to the Cubs next year. I think he just hits free agency and he leaves. And then they let Matt Shaw take the keys. Unless they do something with Dansby and move him over to short and pay him as a shortstop, that's a different world. I can't predict that because I don't know what you do with Dansby's contract or what it looks like. But
Dansby is the highest paid or second highest paid Cub ever.
I just don't know how long he has left. Like if he has like 1 year,
Yeah, I don't know how long.
someone might take him for a year and just do something. But if he's got like 4 years, I mean, I just don't see it. But we still got a month or two here. Maybe Matt Shaw finds his way to a new team, and then everything's answered. We'll see. Another signing, not a signing. I lied. Trade. Yankees trade for Ryan Weathers from the Marlins. Kind of a pivot after not getting Edward Cabrera, who the Cubs got, from what I've read. I don't know. From what I've read, kind of sounds like the Marlins were the one that reached out for this because they really liked a prospect that we gave, who we were talking in the Edward Cabrera deal, and they just said, "Hey, what about this guy?" But yeah, Ryan Weathers is the Yankee. Very similar player to Edward Cabrera. A little younger, but injury history. Don't know where you're going to get out of him. Didn't give up quite the prospect the Cubs gave up, obviously. That's why Edward Cabrera is on the Cubs. Dylan Lewis, Brendan Jones, Dylan Jaso, and Juan Mathis, or I don't know. I only have heard of Dylan Lewis. Outfield prospect. We have 100 of them. I don't know why we have so many. Sure, cool with me. I mean, to me, it's really not a risk reward or much risk. I mean, if he's terrible and hurt, not great. If he's great, then sweet. Roy?
It is a waste of the trade because it's not doing anything to help the team. You're just throwing in a pitcher who's injury prone to match up with the rest of the staff that's already injured and probably injury prone. So it's just Yankees being not doing anything, just out there trying to think and make it look like they're doing stuff, but they're not doing anything to improve this team.
Yeah, they just don't have any money. They
have money. I don't ever hear about money.
They gave him a limit. I mean, they can't spend, and without the owner's approval, they.
So then you're just wasting Aaron Judge. So trade Judge. Then in my opinion, if you're gonna waste him, trade him.
Yeah. I don't think there's been anything of real value.
Yeah, the Nolan Arenado trade.
Oh yeah, I did forget about that. I mean,
yeah, was that really anything?
Yeah,
the Cardinals finally got somebody to take him.
I mean,
Zach
easier.
Walker hated it.
Easier. I mean, it's just
screw you, Zach. Diamondbacks are gonna suck either way.
There's nothing they could do other than give them away. They saved $11 million in that regard. So, I mean, you can look at it that way. I personally don't hate it from the Cardinals' perspective. You saved $11 million, and J.J. Weatherholt now has a place to play, the future third baseman. So, I don't hate it for the Cardinals. No one was going to take it if they were just going to trade him for nothing, like no money. So, he was just going to block. For the Diamondbacks, I mean, they don't have a third baseman because they traded Suarez at the deadline. And then they don't have a third baseman to replace him. Really good glove that you're going to get no matter what. I don't care how old he is. He's going to stay at that hot corner and be a Gold Glover. Maybe the bat comes alive in Arizona, where everyone seems to hit home runs there for some reason. Never know, but rooting for him. Good guy. That's really all I got for baseball. So yeah, February 10th will be our start for baseball stuff. And I believe that's like the podcast after the Super Bowl, so it worked out really well timing wise. Okay, miscellaneous. You guys got a game?
I do not.
I don't. So just guessing we got your game.
Well, it's going to be quick because I'll tell you what, this is the hardest one I've ever given you guys.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's tough. It's
great.
Get ready, boy. And when you guys get through this one, hats off. I'll drink a beer one day for it if you guys both get through this.
Oh, I want to mention, you said last week on the podcast that I have only won one ever. I've won at least two, if not three.
No, I said like two.
I thought you only won one.
No, I know it's like two or three or something like that. But we've been doing it for like 8 weeks. Like, that's not a good number.
Some of the questions got down to 50-50. How is that not a good number?
Yeah, that would suck, wouldn't it? 50-50 questions? Damn. All right, first question. The Texans player in their history.
In their history. I've got one.
I got one.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Joe Mixon.
Yeah, you would pick a woman beater. Roy?
Jacoby Jones.
I'm going to look it up because I don't know. Isn't he a Ravens player?
Yeah, he was a Texan.
That's the baseball Jacoby Jones. That's not who I wanted. I was like, Detroit.
Isn't that there's a Jacoby Jones?
He is in Houston. You are correct. I did not know he ever played for Houston. I knew him as a Raven, and that's it. All right.
Who'd you put?
Oh, I put Nico Collins, Michigan boy.
I was going to say David Carr, but I thought maybe
that's who I thought you guys were going to say. But then I was like, my theory was if I put David Carr, that's who they're going to think first, so they're not going to choose him. But
I thought
I was
JJ
kind of
Watt.
right.
I know.
JJ Watt's the Texan that comes to mind when you think of Texans.
Next one. This isn't very hard, but if you don't know, it could be hard. I need a player who has been suspended in the NFL's history ever.
In the NFL history ever.
There's a lot of them, so it's not a hard question, but you have to know. And I'm going to have to probably look these up unless I know.
I got one.
Okay.
I've got 3 in my head, but I've got one.
Okay, I'm going to have Roy go first.
Plaxico Burress.
I know he's been suspended, so shooting his
he got
thigh.
shooting his thigh.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead, Bryce.
The man who spit on Dak Prescott, Jalen Carter.
Oh.
So I'm going to let you re-guess. Technically, no, he was not suspended because he didn't miss it. He didn't miss the next game.
He was suspended, though.
He was thrown out of a game, but he didn't miss the next game. You know what I'm saying?
I thought he did.
No, he played the next week.
Oh.
I'm going to let that go because I know what you're trying to say. He was fined for it, but he wasn't suspended.
Okay. All right. Well, the other 2 names in my head, I think you picked one of them, so I'm not going to pick him. I'm going to pick Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
He was. The league suspended him for serving a 1-game suspension.
That's what I thought.
He missed the second game of the season?
Said NFL finding Jalen Carter, $57,000 for spitting on Dak. The league also says the game he was ejected from. No, he was ejected from will serve a 1-game suspension.
Because he technically didn't play a snap, so they use it. But he didn't miss the next week is what I was trying to say. But okay, well, I mean, I guess on paper you were right. But
Oh.
But I know Antonio Brown was suspended, and that is correct. My guess was Josh Gordon.
Oh, I thought you picked Henry Ruggs.
Wow. Well, I don't know if he was ever suspended. I just don't think he's ever played since.
I think he's just banned.
That's funny. No, Josh Gordon was my pick. I thought maybe Bryce just wouldn't know anyone other and just throw him out there because he really liked that weed. Really liked the weed. All right, next one. I need an NFL MVP.
Ever.
NFL MVP.
MVP. Oh.
I got one that you definitely didn't pick.
Okay.
I'm trying to see how far back I want to go.
Don't go too far back.
Why? Because you wouldn't know the names of the way back in the.
I mean, if you pick one of the first 5, no, I probably don't know them.
Let's see. Yeah, I'll go. I'll make it interesting. I'll even come closer.
Okay, go ahead, Roy.
Peyton Manning.
Go ahead, Bryce.
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I was close on you boys. I went Matt Ryan. I was close. I knew you would go.
I was gonna go like John Elway or Emmitt Smith or something way back. And it's like, you know what? This goes. I'll make it.
All right. Hey, you guys are halfway there. Next one. This is my most fun question. Not hard, just fun. I need you to name an active NFL player who has a color in their name. First or last, doesn't matter. But it needs to be active. So and it can't be a nickname. Now it can be if their legal name has a color, it's fine.
An active player with A color in their name.
I got one. I had one come to my head right away, but I think you might have picked him. So
I got one, but I don't remember what his. I mean, I'll go with
name.
it. I mean, I got his name, but I don't remember if that's his first name is real the right one.
I'll give you time to think.
I'll just go with it. I don't care. I'm not going to come up with one.
Bryce, I'm going to have you
10
go
seconds.
first.
I have Rashad White.
Okay. Roy?
I was going with Rashad White. That's
Okay.
because that's the only thing I could think of.
You guys move on. I put Hollywood Brown.
I was thinking AJ Brown.
Yeah, Brown was the most common answer I thought someone would say.
But I couldn't think of a Brown. Isn't there like a Jamal Brown or something? That's kept coming in my head, and I was like, "There's a white," and I was like,
"There's Rashad." I mean, there's a few.
And there's a green. There's got to be somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Kavon, there. I mean, there's lineman named. Yeah, there. I mean, there's a bunch of them. But yeah, I went.
I was thinking I kept thinking Rashard because I was thinking Reggie. I'm like, is his name it's not Reggie. It's starting with an R.
White.
Yeah, Reggie White.
All right. Question number 5. I need an active wide receiver in the NFL who has a Heisman Trophy in his belt.
Oh man. Active wide receiver with the Heisman Trophy in his belt. My problem is, I think the one I know.
I'm trying to think if I even know another one.
Well, here, I'll give you a hint. There is 2. So you might not think of the other one, but there is another one.
I think I might know the other one, but I don't know if it's right. So I'm just gonna go with the one that you picked.
Yeah, I can only think of the one. So.
Okay, Roy, I'm gonna have you go first.
It's Devontae Smith's the only one I can think of.
Bryce, your word.
Travis Hunter.
You guys both picked the 2. So one of you has moved on to the finals. And it will be Bryce because Devontae Smith was my answer.
That's the only one I can think. I didn't even think about Travis Hunter. Didn't even come across my head.
Yeah, it's tough. Last question. Roy, I'll let you answer it. Bryce. In their history, I need you to give me a Eagles Super Bowl MVP.
Well, I can think of 2 of them.
I'll give you a hint. There's only 2 of them.
Great. All right. Well, I'm not picking the other one. I refuse.
Bryce or Roy, what's your answer?
Wait, Eagles MVP? Oh, I wasn't even thinking. Jalen Hurt. I don't.
Okay. I'm picking Jalen Hurts because I refuse to pick the other one.
Bryce, you have won the challenge. Because my answer, and I'm going to end the podcast on this. Big Dick Nick Foles, baby.
Yeah. I knew you'd pick him.
I know you did. I wanted. Once you got through the 5th one, I knew you were going to win because I knew you wouldn't say his name.
Yeah.
Let's go. You're welcome.
I was like, well, I can think of 2. I was like, there's no way I can think of farther to the back than that.
And I wasn't going to choose Jalen Hurts because I obviously knew you were going to choose him. So I was like, if he gets through question 5, I'll let him win. I didn't know what Roy would do if he got through.
Yeah, I would never got Nick Foles because I don't even think about that guy.
I hate that guy.
Just the greatest quarterback in
Bears quarterback ever.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
He's got like 5 total wins for the Bears. Greatest
He was
quarterback
unbelievable. Ever, sure. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, We will see you next week. Peace.